We love hip hop.
Here and there never changed. I found a post on this page called Toronto Culture, and I'll pull it up on the screen over here. And it says Toronto police face class action lawsuit over claims that carding never truly ended despite being banned. And that's probably a little bit too far for you to read over there, Azar.
If you can zoom in.
Let's see, let me give a quick zoom.
Command plus. A little one more.
Boom,
Yeah, okay. A little too much.
My bad.
Okay. All right. Dale James, a Black Toronto man, has been repeatedly stopped by police for decades, even after the city officially abolished the controversial practice of carding. He has faced dozens of stops, vehicle checks, and non-criminal encounters, despite never being convicted of a crime. James and other affected Black and Indigenous people are now part of a new class action lawsuit against Toronto police, arguing that these stops violated their rights and that similar practices continue today. The court approved the suit, which could impact tens of thousands of Canadians, push for meaningful police reforms, accountability, and compensation, and address the systemic racial bias that many say has long plagued policing in Toronto.
So, class action lawsuit trying to hold the Toronto police accountable for the carding that's still continuing, even though they said that carding ended. You know what I'm saying? As a man from back in the days as well, Blackwood, like, have you ever experienced carding where, like, when you were young, preteen, they're just stopping you for no reason, just pulling up on you when you're walking on the street, bro?
Yeah, of course. Definitely. Yeah. All the time.
Yeah.
Definitely. The bikers, TAV. Remember TAV days? They used to be like, no, we're the biggest gang. That's what they used to say all the time. You guys think you're a gang? We're the biggest gang. They used to say, well, you guys think you're a gang? We're the biggest gang. They were very aggressive. I remember like Tavis. A lot of people remember that comment gang.
Yeah.
They were around back in the time. But that's when carding was very heavy. So like just walking to school with your JanSport bag. After a while, I used to start walking like with my shoes instead of inside of my bag. I would tie them to the side of my bag and let it hang. So when you're walking, they can kind of see, like, you know, he's a basketball player. But then they still would kind of like pull you over.
Yo, fam, that's a super idiot thing that you have to like do all these different things just so that you can walk from your home to the school in peace with not from gangbangers, from the freaking police, bro.
Yeah,
that's a super idiot thing, dog.
And you're not even like selling drugs or nothing. It was just like a tactic. Like, just make sure you have your shoes, so like, you know, because you'll have your hood and your bag. Just make sure you have your shoes dangling. Do not put your shoes in your bag. Just tie the shoelaces and let it hang. And so when you're walking, they're like on the side. You're like, oh yeah, he's a little basketball player.
And was it like, I'm sure that's not just something that you just picked up on your own. Like your parents probably like, yo, make sure you have to, like, these are things that like, I know.
My parents, no, that's something like we learned like out, like, you know, like a little trick in the street.
Just experience.
Like,
Yeah. Nah, fam, like, what about you, Natural? You've been through many different, like, you've lived in Malvern and you moved to different hoods and stuff like that. Have you experienced carding?
I have a 1-2 time. You know what I mean? It is annoying, like, as a youth or whatever. But like now that I'm older, I just feel like it's human nature. Like, as soon as you look at somebody, you profile them. You know what I mean? Like, based on what they're wearing, how they look, like, you kind of build a profile. And like, policing was kind of founded on like racism and all them type of things. It was like,
true.
They say it's like the newfound, like, they were like the slave catchers type thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, I'm not gonna say like I don't blame them for continuing those practices, you know, but like I do like understand why police kind of have a certain profile built in their head, and then like after a certain time, human psychology is just gonna get worse and worse as they keep acting on it, you know.
And I don't know, Zara, I don't know.
Have not been carded.
But I will ask you guys this, because this class action lawsuit, people are finally like, all right, we're gonna do something about this shit. And even the guy in the picture, if I could pull up the picture over here again, I think this guy was, if I'm not mistaken, he was one of the people, he was a guy who was in an incident with police maybe about 2 years ago or something like that. And it was 2 undercover officers. This is just me off of my recollection. And that's how he lost his eye. And then
really?
Yeah. It was 2 plainclothes officers that approached him, and then he got into a scuffle and they freaking abused the hell out of him, and he freaking lost vision or lost one of his eyes. You know what I'm saying? So he dealt with something crazy if this is one of the people, or they might just be using this for the picture, right? But the people who have been dealing with a lot of bullshit, you, from like back when you're young, you got to adjust to make sure that the police don't stop you. Fam, you think they might be able to say, or like win this class action lawsuit?
Yeah, I think it's a charter violation. I think that's just like the simplest breakdown of it. And the only thing is, like, I just feel like the police has access to so much resources to like fight any sort of lawsuit.
That's what I'm thinking.
And if you have a judge that's like, you know, pro blue or whatever you want to call it, like, it might be difficult. But I think that if you're able to establish that it's a charter violation, and like everyone falls under the charter, and you know, police do harass certain people. Even I have friends that like, they just always get pulled over because of like maybe past interactions or past issues, even though right now at this moment they're not doing anything illegal, you know, but they just get harassed. And it's more the harassment that has like, I feel like added effect. Like after years of getting harassed, that's going to affect how you navigate the world.
Yeah.
Now you're going to have to almost pacify yourself, dress differently. You can't even express yourself because it's like, oh, well, if I dress less intimidating, maybe I won't get pulled over this time. Or like, now I have to change who I am for safety. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. That's some BS.
It's BS if you're not in the streets. Because I used to think this way when I was in the streets. Like, I never used to drive with a baseball cap on, all these different things. But I had to do that because I didn't want to get stopped by police because I was doing something wrong. I was doing crimes. I don't want to have to just feel that way just because I'm Black. And sometimes I think maybe it's the PTSD that I've created on myself from being in the streets. I still kind of feel that way. Like if my headlight's a little bit low, I'm like, yo, if they see that I'm a Black guy, they're going to pull me over for sure. I shouldn't have to feel that way in the big 2026, fam.
But like what Natural was saying, like the foundations of that infrastructure are rooted in racism.
Yeah.
I think like officer was like overseer or something. I don't know. KRS One said that.
Yeah. No, real talk right there. Yeah. Well, hopefully these guys are able to win that class action lawsuit, because if they do that, obviously it's going to set a precedent, and then more people are gonna come forward and say, yo, bro, like, I've been affected.
Isn't it the taxpayers that pay it? It's not really like the police. It doesn't come out the police fund, right?
Like if the police lose?
Yeah.
No, they probably have a delegated portion of their budget for legal cases, which is technically all tax dollars.
I know in most American states, it's like the taxpayers that pay. I'm not sure what it is like out here, but that's what like one of the problems is in the States, because people would be like, the police, they don't really feel repercussions because they're not even the ones paying for it. Like they'll murk a man, and they pay out the family, but like it's coming out of like the tax. It's not really like the police foundation's paying it out. So it's like, I bet, let's go murk someone. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and then like you're suspended with pay.
Exactly.
So like you get back, you just had a little vacation. So it's like, I can't wait to smoke someone else. I'm gonna get another week off.
Yeah, I didn't get to keep my gun for a month.
Even if you are like doing things illegally, right? Like say you're selling XYZ, whatever. They can't just stop you and do that. Like they have things that they can't do. So it's like whenever they overstep that, it's like they usually throw out the case. It's usually in favor of the people. Like a lot of arrests or like, they get thrown out because of police misconduct.
Illegal search and seizure.
So they have to be held accountable to their own rules.
Yeah. Well, listen, man, salute to all of those families out there. Hopefully y'all are able to get through and win some money, and shit, I'm going to join in and call for some carding from back when I was a kid or something. You know what I'm saying? Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to check out these other videos on the screen, and make sure to like and subscribe.
We love hip hop.